Spence, just giving you a quick video to kind of show you what block diagramming can do for you. This text, Genesis 10 through 11, has some challenges, and part of the challenges are just understanding it's not obvious on the surface how it's laid out. It's also hard to kind of track all the names because it's genealogy. And so what I did was I first sort of separated the text by these big dividers. These are the generations of. So Genesis 10:1 has the first. These are the generations of, and these may be related to like source material for Moses when he wrote this. That certain documents passed things on. There's a lot of scholars who think that the Toledot, these are the generations of. That formula actually segments the book of Genesis as a whole. But you'll see this one, we're talking about Noah, but really we're talking about his sons. So you have the first division, Japheth, Ham, and then Shem. And then it has a sort of an outro. It's like, these are the clans of the sons of Noah. And then the next story begins, now the whole earth, and this is again a sort of preface, prologue type of line here. And then the story ends, and we did go over this part, but basically this whole thing is arranged as a chiasm, has an X structure. At the center is the Lord came down to see the city and tower. So the Lord comes down, in this case in judgment, confusing the language. But then you'll see this phrase again, these are the generations of Shem, and these are the generations of Terah. So there's a clear structure about this. We have generations of the sons of Noah, you have generations of Shem, and you have generations of Terah. And so you can see from this structure that he's actually taking the people who came out of the ark and sort of tracing the lineage forward. And you see that he gives the sons, but then he focuses in on just two of the sons here. So that's why I've got them bolded, so you can see real quickly what he's doing. And he has maybe specific reasons for listing these names and not all of these, the children from all of these descendants. And then you have the sons of Ham, and again, Cush, Egypt, and Canaan received treatment, or are relevant to what he's saying. I guess Egypt and Canaan right here. So you'll see I'm trying to align these sons on the left here so that this one got put out of the... I didn't have them aligned perfectly, but there you go. You see what I'm trying to do. And you also see, how much space is given to just one son of Cush, Nimrod. So maybe that's important. And it mentions Babel and Assyria. He sort of established the two great kingdoms that Israel and Judah would go up against later in their history. And that sort of wraps up Ham. Same thing with Shem. He just focuses on these two sons, and organizing it this way in a sort of unfolding or a sort of indented structure kind of makes it clear what he's doing. And then you get down in this section, and you actually have a very different genealogy of Shem. And so what's happening is you have Shem treated up here very briefly, but then you have a lot more detail about the length of life and when they had the sons and all this, and it gets down to Abram. And so the whole point of this is sort of giving you a flyover, giving you the story of Babel, and then sort of focusing in specifically on Terah and Abram. And there's some really interesting things, like this is included, that it's the only sort of mention to this. So obviously Milcah is mentioned as the wife of Nahor, but Sarah is the only mention in this genealogy that she was barren. And so that triggers you to think, oh, wait, something's coming up about that. Barrenness was blessing. Is the blessing that we've looked at over and over again was be fruitful and multiply. And so barrenness is sort of stark. It sort of stands out to you as perhaps maybe that's someone that the curse of God is on. But no, you'll see actually that in several Old Testament genealogies, there's sort of unexpected functionaries of God's blessing, and Sarai becomes one of those. So hopefully that sort of helps it sort of I just did this for my own sake, just to kind of get a visual so that I understood what was happening in this text. And hopefully this helps you see the power of block diagramming to really uncover some of the structure and to track what the author's doing.